Hello, everybody, and welcome to MS Live. I'm your host, Myles Sergé, and thank you for tuning into the show. Right now, I'm bringing my co-host, Mr. D-KNOX.
What's
Donnie?
up? What's up? What's up? What's happening, everybody?
Yeah, man. How you doing, man? How you been?
I've been pretty good, man. Just been a weekend of just pumping out stuff. Like the good old days. You know how we used to do back in the days at your mom's spot and in my mom's basement. So today was one of them days. I need to send the stuff over to you.
Okay.
Yeah. How about yourself, man? What you been up to?
I just got back home from Kalamazoo. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I saw a little bit. I was like, who's behind you? A ghost or somebody?
He scared me, man. He scared me. It's crazy. No, I just got back. I played Social Circle in Kalamazoo for Joe Oliver and Ian Schofield last
Oh
night.
yeah.
It was cool, man. Terry came out with me. Unfortunately, I don't have the camera hooked up, so
He's gonna have to squeeze. He's gonna have
yeah,
to just squeeze over a little tightsy whitesy, a little
yeah.
closer. Because I was gonna ask you how it was when I saw a little snippet on somebody's story, and I saw there was a lot of people in there. I think you was playing a nice house track too.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it was a decent crowd. It wasn't as
Mhm.
packed as it was because they had the storms that came through, so
Yeah.
um, it was kind of power outages and stuff. So a lot of people didn't show up, but the people that came out, it was a good crowd, man.
Okay.
Different than what I was expecting, but it was cool. Yeah, I started off. I didn't want to play house, but the guy before me was playing, so it was kind of like I kind of got to match the vibe for a little bit. So I did that for
Right. Right.
10 minutes, and had to turn it up a bit, but it was cool, man. It was pretty all right. Good times, good times.
Did Jay end up coming?
No, Jay didn't come. I thought he was.
Mhm.
He didn't. Yeah. So I mean, understandable. I seen it on Facebook. He had a tree hit his house. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah. So I'm sure that's part of that, and it's the whole power thing and stuff. And uh, Mike Ned, you didn't show up, man. I thought he was gonna be there. He didn't show up. So you didn't show up. Uh, I think he was bringing Josh. Mike and Josh were supposed to come, but yeah, nobody showed. But I did see Mr. Dancer was there though.
Oh, okay. Tyler was there, huh?
He showed up, yeah. So it was
Okay.
good seeing him, man. We kicked it for a bit at the end, and somebody else did. A couple other people, Joe Moon and some other people. But overall, man, it's a good, nice party for the spot they got. It's a nice little thing. I think when you come back home, you should definitely play that.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of I'm gutted because last time I was supposed to do that back in September, but it was just too close to going to Colorado and then Hawaii. It was
Mm.
just like too much going on, so I couldn't squeeze it. The date that they had offered, but I told them, okay, y'all gonna be doing your thing here for a while, and plus, Joe still has a ton of my records at his house.
Okay.
He was supposed to be digitizing them for me, so
Okay.
so for sure I will play there. Yeah, I'm just glad they're doing it and giving the Kalamazoo peeps something to do.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said,
Whatnot.
because like before, I mean, they were actually into it. I met a lot of newer DJs and people doing stuff, so that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So you should definitely check it out. Um, but yeah, as I said, once again, welcome to MS Live. It's me, Donnie D here, and today we have the pleasure of having on the show today is Mr. Samuli Kemppi. I think I'm saying that right. He will be joining us very soon, like in a second. So let's bring him in. Everybody, give Samuli a warm welcome.
Greetings.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
All right, bit tired. Played in Estonia last night and came over on the boat
Oh,
today. Yeah,
okay,
it's 2 hours boat from Helsinki to Tallinn, so it's
okay.
it's pretty nice.
How was
Roll your boat, huh?
right? How was the party?
Uh, it was super quiet, unfortunately, but I think, to be honest, I think I played like one of the best sets of the last 5 years, and there was like two people on the
Oh,
floor.
oh. Sometimes,
Yeah, so it was. But yesterday was there was this I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with yesterday was Eurovision Song Contest, which is kind of big thing in Europe.
Okay.
There's a bit of controversy because of certain country what they did, but let's not go into that. But anyway, it's I suppose that was something that had an effect on the overcome how much there was people, and also there was this what is this in Patrick Topping or something who plays this like super hard stuff, and Tallinn is a small city, so if there's some other party, then it's kind of it's super difficult to organize anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Because I know we were trying to schedule it, and he was like, "Yeah, I got to play, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it back." And he did mention traveling on a boat, and it might be some difficulty for the boat, so he might not make it. But I'm so glad he's here and he made it. So
no doubt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, man.
So before we start, man, how do you actually pronounce your name, man? Because I am confused about that. It's two different ways.
Well, Finnish language is spoken the way it's written, so it's Samuli Kemppi. So
okay, so not Samuli, not Samuli.
No. Samuli.
Okay. Samuli.
Kemppi.
Okay. I was always wondering that, and then when I just heard Myles say it now, I was like, okay, because I know, I've known the stuff for years, the music and the name and whatnot, but I just
Finnish is well, there's just like 5.5 million of us, so it's not so common language, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so at least now I know. So I won't make any.
Now you know.
I won't make any mistakes. but I've definitely been listening to the music for a long time. Because I like the vibe. It's like for me, like a lot of even the more chilled things, and even your YouTube. Because I have to admit that for a moment I was trying to get ideas for my own self, like for recording on YouTube, and I was bouncing around to different people's videos, and yours was also in the mix too. Yours,
nice.
Yours Vorn. This other guy, I can't think of his name right now because I haven't watched his videos in a while, but he makes pretty chill stuff too. But I like the way he does his camera, like the adjustments for the color and the saturation and everything. And his tracks are, they're kind of like that ambient, chilled style. But when a name comes back to me, I'll say it later in the show. But yeah, it was a few guys.
Richard Divine?
No, it's not. It's not the. It's just right now, just not. It's just how your mind just goes blank. It was just there on my tongue, and it went away. So it will come back. But as I said, yours was in the mix of. Oh, okay. I get some ideas for my videos that when I start doing YouTube. Cool. So yeah,
it kind of started. The whole thing started with back then when COVID came and closed pretty much everything, so there was no connection to anybody. So I was spending more and more time in the studio, so maybe shoot some videos, and then ended up doing I think there's 110 tracks, and it's always recorded live as it as it happens. So when I haven't done those lately, but
you got enough of them there, that's for sure, and they look dope.
I love the video when he does it. He goes, that's a classic. I love that. I love it.
I'm ADHD, so I don't know where these things like that salute thing came. It just happened.
Yeah.
It's like most of the stuff that I do, it just happens. I don't know how, but I end up with something that I've done.
Yes. Good. So my history with Samuli, my first time I ever played in Berlin, it was a party for a Ghost party for, I think it was Ghost, right?
About Blank.
Yeah. And I've always heard, I've seen them, and I didn't know the lineup, and they told me, it's like, you're playing with Samuli, and I forgot your friend's name, who played with us that night. He came with you.
About Blank. Was it Juho Kusti?
Maybe,
No.
maybe. I think that's it. So
But I think was that first time? I think we first time we met at that free rotation.
no,
Was
Bob
it before?
Bob Blank was first, and
Okay.
we played there, and it was my first time ever playing in Berlin and played with him. And I think you did a live PA, and it was the dopest thing I ever heard, like for real, like
Wow.
live. It was like so dope, and we hung out, and you know, I don't drink that much, and we hung out beforehand, and I drink like vodka. I don't drink like whiskeys and like that. And he was like, "Come on, man, we're gonna go to the bar." I'm like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "I got you a drink. I get you a whiskey." I'm like, "Damn, I don't drink whiskey." But I didn't want to say no, but I'm glad I did because it was actually good. And it was like, you're a whiskey guy.
Yeah.
He knows his whiskey. He's a whiskey guy. He's like, "Oh, you got to try this." I'm like, I couldn't tell you that from like Jack Daniels. I don't know, but whatever we had, it was expensive, and it was probably the smoothest whiskey that I've ever had in my life. I've tried some since then, but it was the first. Was the first guy to put me on to the whiskey thing.
Nice one. Probably some smoky Islay single malt.
Yeah. So since then we stayed in contact, and then I was living in Brighton, and then I'm friends with Stevio, and Stevio hit me up. He actually came to Brighton, and he was like, "Hey man, you got any ideas of who we should bring this year?" I'm like, "Yo."
Oh, it was you, because of you. Okay, nice one.
I was like, "You got to bring Samuli." He's like, "Man, I've been trying to get him, but he said it was an issue between your agent and them. I don't know. He said he would try to get you for a couple of years, but it just never worked out." And I was like, "Yo, I'll call him and I'll see if we can work something out." And it happened. And it happened. Yeah. He came to free roll. He did it, and he killed it. Live PA, killed it. So like I have a top 5. He's definitely in my top 5 people for a live PA.
Wow.
And just dope all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
You know what happened during that set at free rotation? I was playing indoors, and it was crazy hot summer. Like, and the whole venue was like oozing sweat from the ceiling, and I was drenched all over. And I think it was like the ending track of my set. I had this Akai APC controller, and somehow I dripped sweat on there's this master fader for the master volume, and it broke. It started like the master started like jumping like crazy, and it's something. I think it's like hard coded. You have to. I couldn't find the way to bypass it, so I just like. I think the last few minutes was just. I had a couple synthesizers with me. One was ESX1 from Korg, and I just played some rhythms and fuck it, thank you, and it closed.
Yeah. It's good. He's like for real, man. It was like probably one of my favorite times, my favorite performances I've seen in my years of going to free roll. It was just dope. It was
wow,
man, for real.
Have you been there like many times?
I think my first year I went when I was still living here, and then I had moved when I got married, and that year I believe that's the year that I either my second or third time. I've been there like 4 times, but when I moved to England, then I was kind of like a pseudo resident. So I was a resident there for at least 2 years that I was there, and then the split, and when I came back here. But yeah, I've been there at least 4 times.
Yeah, it's quite special.
It's probably like hands down, like I believe, like one of the best festivals in Europe. But it's so.
I was just checking that. It was 2013 when I was there, and I was just checking the lineup. It's like beyond wildest dreams of a techno lover,
it's thick, you know what I mean? Because the lineup, you know, I think like Surgeon is a reoccurring guy now, so he's there. But like the lineup at I forgot the year who all played, but it's big people, but it's like intimate. Like you can actually walk up and talk to these people, and they're actually hanging with the people. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
they're not off in a hotel room where they're not doing it. You know, they're with the people and they're mingling with people. And it's like the vibe is like everybody's there for the music, no BS, and it's great. And hands down, I think you know a lot of people want to go, and they have it so exclusive. You know what I mean? Like now they have like a raffle system, and you can't. You have to be a member. They do a raffle system, and you
Yeah.
go 2 years in a row. Now it's made it's that special, and I don't think people understand how special this festival is, man. You know what I mean? And I don't think it gets more exposure now, but at the time, see, that's the
Well,
okay.
is it mirror? You know, you
Yeah, I
can't
can,
read
it's
anything, but
cool.
it's like everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Is that the year that you played, or
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
We'll find that and we'll put it up later. But best festival ever.
I
So
I remember it was I didn't know anybody from the festival, so because I hadn't been that much outside Finland back then.
mhm.
It was like I was starting to travel at that time, so there was like idol there, idol. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, I'm meeting all these people." I was like so starstruck in a way, and
Yeah.
the weirdest moment was when Surgeon was playing. He was doing this 3-hour ambient live, and he was sitting in a yurt that
Oh yeah.
was inside
Oh,
this. I was like, weirdest thing ever. Super cool.
Oh,
it's
And I
Tony.
think I had like a
yeah, it's super nice, man. So I mean, if you guys are watching this stuff, Free Rotation Festival Wales. Now it's every other year. I think next year it starts again, but definitely try to get on the list. Try to join and check that out. Hands down, one of the best festivals ever,
yeah.
ever.
And I think well, Stevio, for example, for me, he's what he does with modular and his own distinctive sound is like that. I've always been a huge fan of
Mhm.
his music, and
Yeah,
super cool to
yeah,
meet them.
that's my guy, man. I love Stevie O. Susie too,
Yeah.
for real. So, yeah, couple of questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So, as some of you may or may not know, Samuli runs Deep Space Helsinki. Uh, it's probably been running at least over 10 years, I'm assuming.
The first Deep Space Helsinki broadcast one was on 1st of January 2009.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Long running
it's been
podcast.
around for a while. Yeah.
It's really dope. So, I was wondering if you could like tell us how the origins of that came about and like what
Hmm.
inspirations to start the podcast.
Uh, Back then there was this local it was first internet radio called Bassoradio, base radio, Bassoradio in Finnish, and I had my own show there, like once every second week, and Juho Kusti, my friend, he was having his own show, and we were playing a lot together in this bar in Helsinki, and so we decided like, hey, why don't we do this whole thing together on the Master Radio thing? And at the same time, we were organizing together first like club nights in Pudeslina in this one venue where we stayed for like 10 years organizing events, bringing artists like Donna the Dossi and Mike Parker for the first time in Helsinki. Anyway, back to the original question. So we just decided to start doing the thing together. And to be honest, I don't really remember where the Deep Space Helsinki name came, but it was just like maybe we were having beers and laughter. Yeah, let's call it Deep Space Helsinki. Yeah, that's a fucking great idea. I don't know. We don't think too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But yeah, well, of course, it's not a bit different now that Juho lives. I think he's been like living 8 or 9 years already in Berlin.
hmm
So that's also pretty much the reason why we didn't do any more deep space Helsinki nights, because it would be difficult. He had to fly every time here,
right.
and that would make expenses a lot higher. So
Yeah, that I can see that. I can definitely see that, and especially when you guys, it's kind of like me and D. I mean, we do this, but I'm in the States, he's in Poland, so I mean, I can't,
yeah,
hard, but that would be
where
dope.
do you live in Poland?
What'd you say?
Where are you living in Poland?
Oh, in Warsaw.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
hmm
it's
Yeah.
a nice city in there.
Oh, you
Few
been there?
times.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you come?
Uh, the last time was it was just before COVID, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. So you've been here when it's been more, up to date, I would say, because since they built that stadium in 2012,
Mm,
that's when things just changed. It seemed like it got safer, cleaner. You can't even really find dog
yeah,
poop on the floor anywhere. I mean, on the ground anywhere. Better
yeah,
restaurants, just like everything just got. I mean, it just seems like, dang, like when I go to Berlin all the time, it's just dirty. I don't even want to eat
yeah.
in them restaurants sometimes over there. But in Poland, it's like clean. Like
Mm,
you get in a restaurant, you feel like, okay, it's clean in here. I can eat even when you're walking around. You don't have to like look at the ground so much when you're walking because the
yeah,
streets are just clean. And then they updated the metro, they added the second one, and the transportation just got a big update, more electric
yeah.
buses and everything. And so it's just kind of nice. Like it's funny because it switched. That's why I asked, like, when did you come? Because I used to always want to go to Berlin all the time because it's just down the road,
Mm,
basically. But now it's kind of like I'm preferring to be over here more and just going to Berlin to do certain things, not
yeah.
be over there like so much because it's okay here in Poland. And then it's to be honest with you, even back home in Kalamazoo, a lot of things are similar. Like I'm finding a lot of similarities over here in Poland in versus even in the Kalamazoo with the roundabouts and even some of the foods that I get here in Poland. I'm finding them in the grocery stores in Kalamazoo. So I feel like, not really changing the area, but yeah,
Mm,
Warsaw is tight. It's still a
yeah.
good place, very vegan friendly now, and probably you was checking out the girls too while you're over here. I'm sure. Did you?
No.
Did you get?
Him in trouble. D. He's married.
I mean,
I
you
the
no.
first time I played in Poland, it was actually with my wife. We were
Mhm.
doing uh, we did when was that? That was like early 2000. We were
Mhm.
doing some we were doing we did like 5 releases under the name Sam and Gigi. It was like
Mhm.
vocal deep house stuff, and we did some gigs together. And Poland
Okay.
was one we played in Wrocław and
Oh, Rosqua. Yep.
in and and Krakow. Yeah,
Yep. Krakow and
and I
Rosqua,
think
also good cities.
that was like the no, it wasn't that. It was later on because I remember you mentioned this infrastructure thing, the stadium. I think there was like a world championships or something like that, so they had to rebuild a lot of roads. And I was
Mhm.
there. I was playing Bialystok
Oh,
when there was
yeah.
a lot
What's
of
up?
these renovations going on, and the
Mhm.
traffic was crazy. And well,
Who did you play for in
oh,
Białystok? Do you
it
remember
was
who you
this
played? Was it D-Tech?
up to date festival.
Oh yeah, that's D-Tech. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah,
He runs that
yeah.
thing. He is because he took over this club that was called Metro, and then he changed the name
Mm,
to FOMO. The funny thing is, when I came to play at the FOMO club, I had previously played at Metro, but years before, and I didn't even remember that was the same club I played at because the name changed. He
yeah.
was like, he told me, yeah, when you first came to Poland, your first gig was in this club.
The same
So
place. Yeah,
I don't even remember, man. It looks different now, but
yeah.
that's a cool cat. The Up to Date Festival, it's nice. So
Yeah,
you,
it was nice experience, except the drive from there. It's pretty far away from Warsaw.
Yeah, it's about two and a
I
half
was I
hours.
was yeah, I was playing there on Friday, and I had a booking in Athens on Saturday, and
Mhm.
it was a festival and it was an outdoor event.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I played there, and it was good fun.
Mhm.
Really good crowd and a super nice party. And then on the following day, we were having breakfast with D-Tech, and we were like talking that okay, it's a 2 hours drive, and it was like already like 15 minutes past the time that we were supposed to take
Get
off to
back.
Warsaw. And
Mhm.
I was asking, okay, so where's the driver? Because I'm really nervous about making to the
Yeah.
flight. I'm always like way ahead of time, and anyway, D-Tech he was calling to his the driver, and of course they obviously spoke Polish, and he was like assuring me that yeah, it's fine, he'll be here soon, no worries, no
Mhm.
worries. Then another 15 minutes pass, another call, and now D-Tech starts to sound like a bit more angrier, and
Yeah.
probably I don't know what they were talking about. And at the end, this guy who was supposed to, who drove me to the airport, he was like 1 hour 15 minutes late, and
Mhm.
he had some kind of a food poisoning. So he was basically like, oh, I feel so bad. I'm driving 180 kilometers per hour. Like that was the craziest drive ever. and well, I made it to the flight, but it was like I don't want to
Stressy, yeah.
die. Yeah, it was super stressy,
Mhm.
and they were joking about on the previous day when we were on the way to Bialystok. There was a lot of traffic. It was Friday weekend, so
Yep.
slow traffic jams. We were just like a couple guys in the car, and I was drinking beers, and we were laughing. And they were telling about the situation when Robert Hood was performing at the festival a few years back, and
Mhm.
uh, you know, you know how Polish people drive. They are like insane, like really. Now it's
I know.
said, but
I know.
they were joking that when when Robert and his wife Eunice, when they were in Bialystok, that and guys were like it was raining and they were driving like 150 kilometers per hour in the rain, on a
Mhm.
dark Polish roads, and so Robert and Eunice they were like super scared, and they said, okay, now you have to stop the car, stop the car, stop the car.
Mhm.
So Robert and Eunice, they called on the phone to the what, how do you say, the priest of their like community, and they were
Okay.
praying on the phone that let us survive these crazy drivers. And they were joking about this thing, and jumped to the next day when they're driving me back. This guy
Mhm.
with food poisoning, like turning green and driving 180. No problem, no problem. We'll make it. Oh, like,
Yeah,
oh, craziest
dude.
ever.
I know. Because when I first came over, my very first party there, it was also in Białystok. That was like that's
Yeah,
weird that you say that. That was like my first gig, and it was Echoplex. He got me to come over there, and
yeah,
the guy was doing some kind of stuff, shady stuff that we weren't aware because my friend from France came with me on this party because the dude in France that I was staying with, he had me on a tour in France for a month. And then Echoplex knew that I was going to be there, and he really wanted to release something on Sonic Mind. So he was like, I'll
mm,
get you booked in Poland. You can bring your friend from Paris too. So of course, yeah, we'll come over there. So we get over there, right? We fly there, and somehow the tickets worked out that we had to stay in Poland for like a week before I would fly
mm,
back to France. So we fly to Warsaw. He picks us up, man. He's got this kind of small car, like red car, and he's big. Like Peter is at least 6'3", yeah, about 6'3", something like that. And just a big guy. He's just a big
mm,
dude. We gets to his car, man. He's got a big ass mixing board in there, all his equipment. So we gotta like squeeze in this small car and like sit kind of weird, like no space in the car
mm,
and drive to Białystok. And it's the same thing as you said. He was in that. I know which road he took because it's a different road now that you can take to get there, which is
yeah,
pretty much highway. You get there pretty quick. But he took the other road, was like a bunch of potholes in the road, and it's that one
yeah,
lane. So you can only be here, and the opposite traffic is coming this way. So in order to pass, you got to like play chicken all night. And as you said, it was dark. First time over there, we got to the airport where I saw all these like cops with like machine guns and everything, like these guards. It just looked like Russia or something to me. And here he is driving crazy to this party, man. Like you said, he was driving fast, like Evel Knievel. We were just like, man, slow down, dude. Like we don't want to die. And he just, don't worry about it. He was almost looked like he was about to like run into the trucks, and he quickly get back over. Now I know when they're doing this stuff because I've been on some roads like that. But it was the same thing, man. It was stressy. We gets there, party's on slam. There was a line around the corner, packed full of people. So that was, and then the same thing coming back to Warsaw. He drove a little differently because we didn't have to rush to get back, but it was still, you know, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall type stuff. Like, hey man, you know, chill. Then the next night we play in Warsaw, crickets, nobody on the party. But that's a story to be continued because that was Echoplex doing some stuff he shouldn't have been doing.
This time you guys were when you both play that, is this like a smaller city than Warsaw?
Yeah.
Be honest, I think it's like there's a university, I think. So it's
it's a university over there, but it's quite closer to, you know, Belarus, that area. It's like it's not. I mean, it's smaller, but it's definitely not the size of Warsaw. But
it had more things, like more people were there than actually in Warsaw. That's the
thing. No, that the reason why they weren't in Warsaw because he basically we were supposed to play at another club. And like a week before, he tried to change the club because he thought he could get more money. And the dudes that actually originally booked us, they thought he told them they were going to be releasing on my label, and he never sent me their music. But he told them that, and then they actually gave him money, which he didn't give back. And then he tried to do something somewhere else, but turns out the other club, it was these dirty cops. So it was like a big mess. You know, because he was trying to get more money, and we weren't even aware until later, till I met the dudes, the first dudes that we were supposed to play for. I could tell they weren't lying, and we talked to them, and then I kept in touch with them, and then they kept booking me in Poland. So after that, it was like I wasn't doing nothing more through Echoplex, but it was like through this other guys, Try Baseline, and we're still friends today to the day. So it was it was interesting. I had my boot camp into Poland too. So when you started talking about driving to Białystok, that was the first same thing. First night. It was like, and I thought, man, I ain't coming back over here. I was like, no way, this is crazy. But luckily I ended up getting a girlfriend the second night I was there. And because of her, she changed my mind about Poland. Because I was like, hey, she showed me a different side of Poland. Like when, you know, we would go out and do our thing, and okay, I didn't know it was like this. It's more like kind of reminding me of Chicago a lot, you know. Then I just decided to stay. But had that not happened, I would have probably not have come back to this place, and I would have probably warned other people, don't go over there.
Go to Poland.
So but now it's good. Like I've been over here about 20 years. Living over here, you know, going back and forth.
Polish?
Yeah, I can speak some Polish. Like I just can't write, but I can understand. And if someone's speaking slow, I can pretty much get it. But then it depends on which region I go to. Like if I'm in the north, they speak a bit quicker, like they do here. And then down south, they add in Czech and German in the language too. So sometimes I'm hearing German, which I know some German. And like, okay, I know what he's saying, but then it's hard for me because I have to think in America. Like I'm trying to like think in Polish way how I want to tell them what I want to say, but I can't do it in an American sentence, like the structure, because it's not going to make sense to them. So that's when it's like, okay, oh man, I don't even know how to tell them this because it's not going to make sense if I try to say it in Polish in my American sentence way. He or she won't get it. So that's the part when I struggle because I'm not speaking it every day. My wife speaks English. You know, she lived in America for a long time too, and her sister's still over there. And all my friends over here, they don't never want to practice Polish with me. They just want to speak English all the time. And you don't really need it in Warsaw anyway. Like everybody speaks English. Everybody's watching American TV pretty much. I'm watching American TV. I get the same stuff. Y'all watch the stuff the same day. I'm watching it the same day or the next day.
Right.
So I said that sometimes I feel like I'm still in Kalamazoo, but I'm just over here.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. Poland. But what's it like
I have
there,
to say,
man?
I mean, still a few words. So I have to say about Poland. If any Polish people are watching this, and not so that I really love
You're not trash.
Poland. I mean, the parties are super good. So it's not just insane drivers, but it's also like really dedicated people.
Yeah.
Who are organizing like super good parties, and they are like it's just excellent bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Polish people are pretty warm, man. They'll give you the shirt off their back, you know, like with the hospitality. If they like you,
Absolutely.
You know, they'll really. But a lot of times it's strange because people they think they're arguing with each other over here when they're talking. Sometimes they think they're arguing, but they're not really. They're just like talking. But you know, the strange thing in Kalamazoo, I grew up around a lot of Polish people. I just didn't know they were Polish because they're already American. But when I started living here, I realized I had girlfriends that were Polish. I just thought they were just American, and people in my neighborhood, I know some of them still live in there. I'm like Polish, right. all around.
Yeah.
My doctor, everybody over there. So for me to come here, okay, that's why there's some similarities, you know, as I can see. So. But what is it like where you are, man? Like, what is it? How is it day to day? What does it day to day look like over there for you, man?
To fill in.
Well,
yeah,
it's quite okay. I mean, I don't know if you know, but Finland has been chosen as the happiest nation. I don't know, like
I've seen that
7 years in a row.
Yeah,
and well, if you ask from Finnish people that is this true, well, that how they measure it, it's like these things like free healthcare and stuff like that. So all these things sum up. It's quite it's not just like asking, are you happy? Well, so in general, I think I have absolutely nothing to complain in general. Of course, there's some friction, like everywhere, but life in Finland is quite easy. Of course, I'm privileged, you know, in a way. I'm middle class white guy, so I don't have problems, you know.
Okay.
But I live here with my wife and my son, who is soon moving out of home, and I get to move my studio back home, and it's like good, I would say.
So your studio's away. So when we see you doing,
it's 5 kilometers away from home. So not really that far. Helsinki it isn't that big as area wise. It's like quite compact.
Okay. So would you prefer that? I mean, I talked to a few people. A lot of people I know actually prefer not having a studio at home because it makes them go out and have to go. It turns into like more like a routine, like a job. They have to go away and produce somewhere rather than just like studios in my basement.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, well, when I started the whole started this expensive hobby of buying gear. I was having everything in our living room. First there was this like small table with few machines, and then the table became bigger, and so at some point my wife was like, maybe you should start looking for another place for this stuff. And I found actually a studio like on the next in the building that is quite like literally like 100 meters from our home. And I had there like 3 different rooms during I don't know how many years I was there, 7-8 years ish, 10 years maybe. And then it was just like a bit too expensive. place at the end, and we had like Laura, my wife, she had her stuff over there, so it was like 500 euros a month just to rent for one room. So like, so I was starting looking for a bit cheaper place, and I found this bit closer to the center. This place called Merihaka, which is like the concrete brutalist 70s utopian,
Okay.
like a place in Helsinki. It's like a if you have a studio where you make techno music in the center of Helsinki, that is the only place. Like the surroundings, it's just brutal. So
Okay.
but now that Kaapo is moving away from home, so I'll move my stuff in. So that's a nice thing.
Yeah.
And since I don't do it for work, music isn't it's just it's a way of life kind of thing. So, and as what you said about this how did you put it? Like the that if you have studio at home and it
Yeah, like I'm rarely in the studio. Like I mean, I work full time, like just like you. I think we all work, and I mean, music don't pay the bills, but you know, it's something, you know, a little extra or whatever, just for the love of it.
yeah.
But, yeah, I don't find myself like going in the. I go in the basement to do laundry, and
yeah.
there, you know what I mean. I might turn it on to update some stuff or something, but I'm not in there as much as I should be. But I think that, you know, maybe if I was paying for a space, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be the go because I'm wasting money. Number one, two,
Yeah.
it might turn into like, well, if I'm in there like 3 times a week, it turns into a routine, and I'm there 3 times a week, and I'm gonna do something rather than, you know what? I come home from work, turn on the TV, eat some food, and go to bed. And you know what I mean? So it kind of throws me, you know, like I don't do nothing. It sounds bad, but and you know, I might get a request for like remixes, or I got to do a project. Then I'll go in and like zoom in, focus, and do like a big project right then and there. And then after that, it's sitting there. I'm not doing nothing for like months, and I should be. I just can't find myself to go down. And it sounds dumb as hell because it's right downstairs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? There should be no excuse. This is pure laziness, but I'm okay being lazy. I'll be like, so
Yeah. I think I'm gonna at least first now that I move my stuff back home. I think there's gonna be this sort of honeymoon with my new studio at home. You know, and because you know sometimes when you have like 1 hour where you could do something. For me, if I go to studio, it takes like 20 minutes to get there and 20 minutes back. So you don't go there for 1 hour.
Yeah.
So I found that quite often I don't have enough time to go there. So that's what I think that I'm gonna be spending much more time on music when I get the stuff back home. So
Yeah.
and it's like if you get this idea, yeah, I should try this. You get this new idea of some new patch on modular or something, then you just go and do it instead of like car drive and stuff.
Yep.
right.
So I get it. I get it. Especially Myles, I get what you're saying because my stuff's here too in my house, and there's times where I don't know. I just can't bring myself to turn nothing on, but because I know that when I do turn it on, it's gonna turn into something, and I'm gonna have to finish it. Because it was easy for me to come up with some quick loops or something good, but then I need to stay committed and actually go ahead and finish the song. You know, because I've set Ableton up in a way that it's easy for me to record and actually finish the song right then and there. But it's hard. Like, you know, you have your phone there, you pick up, you look at Instagram real quick, you jump on YouTube to try to like check out something to get an answer to something or something. Then that's it, you know. And then if you don't, like you said, if you don't have a regular routine, as you were saying, Myles, like, okay, 3 times a week or something, you just don't end up doing it. But I was thinking like you, because I thought about too. Okay, maybe I should get maybe downtown Warsaw somewhere. I'll rent a place and it'll be downtown in the center. But then I started actually thinking, no, because probably you'll be like you just said, 20 minutes to get there. Then you might not actually do it or feel like it. So be blessed that it's at home and you have access to it like you do. But you have to make yourself do it. One of the things I can tell you, Myles, which has helped me get in here more, the cold showers are helping.
What's this cold shower thing?
Okay. Like somebody over here said, I heard like one of my neighbors over here talking about it, and it just the idea popped in my head because I heard about it a long time ago. Like, you should do it. I think I attempted it once, and as soon as the water hit my side, I was like, oh no, like forget that. And I just kind of like I asked Damon Wow because he lives over here too, and I said, man, I know you were taking cold showers before. What was your strategy? And he told me like starts with his feet, and then he said he just started moving up. So I did that, and I was just putting it in my hand and splashing on my body. It took me about a week, but after a week, it was like, oh, I'm not like flinching or any of that stuff anymore, and it actually felt like sometimes a little bit warm. So I didn't feel like all the way cold. And after a week and I got used to it, it seems like the focus just came. Like, all right, I come in here, actually turn the stuff on and even today, I knocked out 2 things. And kind of just even a year ago, it wasn't like that. I might be working on one thing for a while and I'm supposed to do a DJ mix or do something and it doesn't get done. But the cold showers, they do they're miraculous, man. It has just changed. But yeah, it is working in the studio, so I can see that. Like I am getting stuff done. Try it if you may, or don't try it. But I'm just saying it took me a week.
Okay.
But it's good for your health too.
Okay. Let's check it out.
We Finnish people, we know a few things about dipping in cold water.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
In the winter time, it's you do a hole on ice and dipping into like that's like
That's crazy.
The end level boss of cold water thing.
They call it polar bear plunge here.
Polar bear plunge?
Yeah, but actually reading up on it, it's supposed to improve circulation, reduce inflammation, food and energy, and even potentially support the immune system's function.
Yeah.
So, it's probably a stimulus, and it's creating some good, to get you, motivated.
Yeah. I mean, this rush you get from cold water is like when the circulation starts like run, you get this this like your body is making you warm again. I mean, you feel this like super energetic feeling, and it's cool.
Yeah, now I can't I feel like I gotta do it every day. If I don't do it, I feel like, oh, okay, I don't feel the same. But when I do it, it's like I have energy all day. And you're right about Terry, what you said about the immune system, because I noticed it cleared up my allergies too. Even doing this, like the sinuses, all that stuff went away. So I know it looks like it's a cheaper way to keep yourself from getting sick. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Even every morning when I know, okay, I gotta get in here and do it, it's still that little. Okay, I gotta take this cold shower, But then it's just like a quick, and then that's it. And then it's nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure there must be also in Poland. There must be like people who are doing winter swimming. Have you tried that?
Oh yeah, they some people I mentioned to them. No, I'm doing my warm. I like it hot, or I want my warm shower or whatever. Which is kind of over here. What I notice when I go on a public transportations, I'm the one that's sweating and getting hot fast. These guys, they're all bundled up in their scarves and sweaters and everything, hats on, coat zipped up, and it'll be like hot on the bus or the metro. And they'd be sitting in that and the windows be closed. And me, I start sweating. So I needed to be cooler, but I don't understand how I'm like, it seemed like I would want the heat more, but They actually want the heat more here, and I want it cooler. So it's just kind of weird when that happens. I'm like, well, I'm on here and I'm sweating, and it's still winter, but it's just like too hot or something, or the heat's coming off their body as well. Because I notice when I stand next to people on the public transportation, I can feel heat actually coming off of their body too. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of, I didn't notice that before, but I'm like, that's making this thing more hot on this thing too, as well. But yeah, but they have their cold stuff over here. But I need to do like you. I gotta attempt that one day, getting it even colder, trying to,
That's for y'all
just
too.
to see.
You guys
But I would have to do that in a bucket or something like, or bathtub. I wouldn't be able to
no.
come and do it.
No. See now I know how the whiskey comes involved. So you get in there and you're jumping in these. It's cool. Like I gotta warm up, and it goes the whiskey. So
no, we actually have a sauna for getting.
Oh, okay. That's nice. All right. So tell us how you got involved with this whole world of electronic music and techno. Like, how did it come about? Like, how old were you? And yeah, how did it happen?
Well, I have to blame my late father for that because he was playing guitar and he was a musician and he recorded like in the early or early 80s. He recorded this Herbie Hancock and the Rocket Band show, and there was a grand mixer DST scratching, doing like this scratch showcase just before the track Rocket. I have to post it somewhere later on the comments because you can find that video on that actual set. You can find that also on YouTube. But there was, I think I was like 10 years old or something, and I saw this video where DST is scratching with he uses before going into Rocket, he uses Wild Style, and what else was there? But anyway, this is doing like basic turntablism and scratching and this stuff that I've never seen before back then. It was something like, I want to do that. What is that? That's the coolest thing ever. And well, I was also happened to like Herbie Hancock. This what they did, like these tracks, All the Drive, Rocket, and all this stuff from that era. And so I started pursuing, finding out in mid 80s that that's Technics turntable, and I started like learning the basics. I went to this. I think I'm not exactly sure where was the first time I had a close encounter with turntables, but I think it was 1990 or 89 that I bought my first own pair of turntables, and I was hyper focused. I was like immediately after school, I was playing like 5-6 hours a day, like learning everything, and that's how I started. I was first a DJ, and when I was, I think I had my first residency already when I think I was like 16, 17 years old. But it was a kind of no age limit place, and then a few years after that, I started doodling around with some, I don't remember, maybe Cubase or something like that, and it was just I just tried stuff, and at some point I had like 2 or 3 tracks ready, like house music, and in which I obviously sampled Herbie Hancock, and Leena Lehtinen, she was running this Friday show on national radio in Finland, and I just sent her a CD that there's these 3 tracks, and she played 2 of those, tracks on the radio, and I was like, fucking hell, okay. Somebody is liking my music that much that she's playing it on the radio. So that was kind of a ignition that, okay, I can do this, because nobody taught you how to. It's quite do-it-yourself approach when you start like learning the basics of making electronic music. So yeah, I think I'm still on the same path, like learning new stuff every time I go to the studio. But I think that's in short how things started, and yeah, playing live shows was something that came much later, and you know what was my first place where I played a live show outside Finland? Guess what it was?
It can't be the party we were playing at, was it?
No.
First booking outside Finland playing a live set was Berghain. So.
Oh wow!
Straight to the deep end. Yeah, it was. And to be honest, that back then I didn't even. I've heard about the place, and I was calling my friend. You know this place? I got a phone call from Germany, and they want to book me. I don't remember if it was a phone call or email, but anyway, there was no. I didn't have any agent, so I wasn't even thinking about getting an agent. I didn't know that people are using agents. It was all new to me, and yeah, they contacted me, and okay, this seems like nice thing. Yes, I can do this. Yes, and then I call my friend. Okay, do you know this place called is Ostwood or Berghain? Yeah, I know. How come? They just booked me, I think, and it was like, wow, what the hell? What the... Yeah, but yeah, it was. Of course, I was. Oh yeah, this. I was working back then. I had a PC laptop that I was working with. This happened like 1 month before the actual gig in Berghain. My laptop, like, it was busted. It was like it broke down in a way that everything was pretty much gone. So,
wow,
I went and bought a Mac computer and learned how to use Logic, and of course, I didn't produce music on Ableton. I was using earlier. I was using Cubase, and then bouncing stuff separately to Ableton. And so I had to learn how to use Logic Audio and build everything from scratch in a month. Wow. You know how nervous I was when I went to the sound check, and like
yeah.
I was like scared. I was like shitting my pants, and
how did they find you? Did they find you from? Did you had some releases out then?
Yeah, I had Marcel Deetman he was liking some of my productions that I released on this Finnish label called Pakkaslevyt. Jussi-Pekka Parikka, who runs the label, and there was this Super Capo EP, and there was a couple tracks that Deetman was playing, and I think he wanted. It was his kind of a night that he was like the resident who decides who he invites or something like that, and from that live show that I did, there was this one track on my set that I wrote just like I think I finished the track on the flight to Berlin, and that's the track that was released on Ostwood Wangel.
Nice.
And Marcel picked it from the show. He was like, I gotta have it. Yeah, sure, why not?
That place is very like I've played it twice, and the first time I think I was like scared as hell. Like you hear so much hype about the place, and my biggest thing is like, dude, if I fuck up here,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's it. Like you were saying, like, yo, just throw you with the sharks in the deep end. You know what I mean? Sink or swim. You gotta go. And it turned out okay. It turned out really, you know, once you get over the, you know, I had the booker. I forgot who the booker was when I got booked there, but he was like, "You okay?" I guess it showed on my face, man. I was like, probably just white, dark. I was. He was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, no. He's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'm nervous as shit. I need a drink or something." He's like, "We'll get you a drink, but just it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay." I'm like, "All right, okay." And to top it off, man, like,
was it Gideon the booker back then?
I think Gideon was the booker.
Yeah.
But at the time, you know, my agent, I had Laratu was my agent, and her partner, I always forget her name. She's a resident at Panorama Bar. I think it was kind of that connection that way how I got in. But to top it off, that's the first club at the time, and I played all vinyl set. I didn't use, you know, I didn't know how to use CDJs and like that. They had them, but I didn't know how to use them. So it was all vinyl.
Yeah.
That was the first time, and it was the first club, and it was the first month that those Pioneer decks came out. So I got up there. I'm like, "What the hell is this?" You know?
Oh, yeah.
The techniques, like, they're not techniques. I don't know what the hell. What's this button? And they're like, "Yo, just, it's all right. It's just like a technique. It just does this and and I was first time there, scared shitless, and there's some new fucking turntables right here that I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. I mean, and so I'm there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're up next." So what? I think Dasha Rush, is that her name?
Yeah.
It was her birthday. Apparently it was her birthday, and she was doing a live PA right before me. And you know how the PA, how the stage was, like, if you're DJing, you hear it, but the PA is like one over. So I literally had, you know, like 5 minutes or something before to figure this shit out. And then so she does her thing, people were screaming and stuff like that, and she turns it and gives me this look like, "You gonna go?" Oh shit, you know what I mean? And it just went, man, and it was scary. My first time playing on a Function One system. Best shit ever, but I was just scared. And then I tried not to look, but then you look, and then you see people looking at you, and then just like, you know. But after a while, I got, you know, I had a couple of drinks, I got unnervous, and it went pretty well. And that's the first time ever that I've never played at that time in my life. I've never played over 2 hours. Minimal is it's 3 hour, and I'm like, what the hell? So I did it. It went off good. I was like, whew, I got that done. That's like, at the time, that's the biggest thing. I think most people think if I played Bergheim, I've done it all. You know what I mean? So, I played, I went back, and then I came back home after that. But the second time I played, it was me and Aubrey. We had the same booking agent, and we got booked. And I think this is the last, like, Gideon regime that, you know, that he was there. And we had got booked, and I know I was pissed off, man, because they're like, "Yo, what the fuck? They got me opening."
Oh, I was there with you that night.
Yeah,
it was that Saturday. Yeah,
Saturday. I'm like, open, and most people think of being an opener is like the shitty spot. You know what I mean? And that's what I had in my head. It's not.
No,
absolutely. Yeah.
But I found out, okay, so you're gonna open, and I'm like, okay, cool. And it's like, yeah, so how long is the set? 3 hours? They're like, no, it's like 4+.
Yeah.
So I didn't have enough records. Shouts out to Kennedy. Hey man, I gotta borrow some records. I was literally calling my friends in Berlin, "Yo, can I borrow records? I don't just give it." So I came in there, and Donnell was there, and Aubrey came, some other people. So I had my 2 cases, and I had like 2 other cases full of fucking records. Like, how the hell I'm gonna go 4+ hours to start this party? And it was cool as hell because I just kind of in my head like, well, I get to actually, and I don't know, you know, most people come, and I was like, there's nobody going to be here. Wrong. 11:59 is when they start. Soon as that damn door opened, it was packed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looked at it, I'm like, what the hell? You know, these people were here all waiting. And then I was waiting like a dumbass. I waited, and the guy was like, so I didn't start at 11:59. It was like 5 minutes later. He's like, oh, you got to start like right now. So I started. But it was the dopest thing. I think it's the best set I've ever played anywhere. And it was only because I had the opportunity to play shit I've never played before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting. I can do what the hell I wanted. I could have played country in there, and not that it would have went over, but I could do what I wanted to do because later on, I'm the person that actually sets the tone for the whole week.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was like the coolest shit ever when I finally, you know, figured that out. Like, and I had people coming up to me like, yo, the party was great, such and such played, but that first guy, and it was me, you know what I mean? So it felt good to understand like that night it was a successful party, but I was able to start it and make it, you know what I mean? So it was so I've never been back since then. I would love to go back. I know it's a little different from the people I talk to. It's not the same, but that's probably like my best memorable experience playing out somewhere. Rex Club, the first time I played that was pretty cool. But I mean, home for me is Tresor. I love it. Hint, in your residency. But it's just I feel home there. You know what I mean? And I still haven't played upstairs. I'm always in the basement. That's cool. I'll take that. But it's cool. I love that place to death. That's like probably my favorite place to play. But yeah, man, that's dope though. Like your first live PA ever, Bernheim.
Yeah. And you know, when I went to the sound check, and I was like, as I said, super nervous. And when I get my like shaking hands, putting my stuff together, and then doing line check, and then okay, let's hear out how it sounds. And that was like, oh fuck, I'm home. It sounded so good. Like you know, I didn't even have back then. I didn't have a studio, so the stuff that I did for the show was something that I've heard only on headphones.
Oh, okay.
So obviously I was scared, like how it's gonna be, and then when I'm there, I'm hearing from that sound system. It's like okay, this is gonna go well.
And starting from scratch.
Yeah.
After his system completely trashed and having to start all over again, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the thing.
Quickly.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because you can get nervous. Even now, if you go play a party, you can get nervous. But when you start to remember that these people are probably on drugs or drunk, and it's dark, so that, you know, if I keep that in my mind, then I could probably, like you said, sit up here and just clap my hands, you know, at the 4 count beat, and they're gonna. But still, it still doesn't. I know it. You know, you still. Oh man, what if? Because I still have that stuff too. Like I use my MacBook all the time now with Tractor, the DJ, and I still have the moments where I'm like, man, what if this thing overheats? What if something's over here, it's not plugged up right or something, you know, and the computer just stops. So I always bring my USB sticks with me, but I never had any problems with the MacBook. You know, they're just there as like, okay, in case something were to go wrong, but it never does. But that thought is always, okay, let me. And before I didn't really use a sound check that much. I would just show up. All right, let me show up 10 minutes before. Let's just roll. But now I really, like, even in town when I play at the Yasna Club here, I want to come do the sound check. Let me come and check. And then Myles, is funny what you said, because every time I had to start shows here in Poland, I'm thinking the same thing. Oh, nobody gonna be here. I'm just gonna play some promos, some other stuff. Right when that dang on door opened, I'm like, what the heck, man? Now actually I gotta work because this opening set is longer.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, hey, I'll do the opening set so I can get home faster, you know, like go to bed. Now I'm playing like 3 to 4 hours, and these dudes only doing 2, you know, but it always works out. But still, it's like, Yeah, okay. You check, use the sound check now. Use all the things that you have there for you. Take advantage of it.
You know, a lot
because
a lot of people don't do sound check,
Mhm.
take advantage, and then something happens, and it's like, oh well, you should have been here. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's the craziest thing. Like, I don't play live, not yet. I haven't worked. I want to do it, but I haven't done it yet. Maybe, I don't know, but that would be my fear, man. Like, what if something happens and it just nothing? Then what? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Come on. You know what I mean? So, and people would be pissed. You know what I mean? And so that's a fear, man. But that's what it is. Technology and things happen. You know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Like if you sweat too much, then you break your gear.
what happened? He was sweating.
But no sound check
Yeah.
would have saved that. I did a sound check, but it still went like shit.
So speaking of that, so what's your worst gig ever, or what's your worst experience on any technical difficulties or anything that ever went bad?
I would say that I was booked to play in our eastern neighbor in the capital, and there was the guy who booked me. I know he's a booker for this. Okay, back then it was an OK club, and he said that it's not going to be in the club, so it'll be a warehouse party. But okay, yeah, fine, I'm cool, and I was paid in advance, and I was paid like really well. And when I get to Moscow, it turns out that this isn't a regular warehouse party. So it was like this like release party for this new vodka brand. So I felt like, what the fuck? If I would have known, I wouldn't have even bothered to take this. This is like, what the hell? And there was like people walking in on a red carpet, and they were taking like selfies with these. The vodka brand was Husky, and there was these like models who were having these Husky dog puppies, and all the guests were taking selfies with them, and he was like, what the fuck is this? What is happening here? And before me there was this I think it's a Moscow duo. I don't remember their name, but they were like playing this tech house pop thing, and there wasn't that much people. It was a party, all right, yes, and then when it's my time to start playing, first of all, the stage was done with these small razors, and they were basically like a trampoline. And on top of these razors, they had this like a picnic table with 2 turntables on them. So like absolutely no possibilities for making any kind of performance over there. And and nobody was like interested in this fact that I can't play. And so I'm like bringing some sofa cushions from the backstage underneath the turntables to make it at least something. But still, no, it was like just like needles jumping all the time. And I think I had like few CDs with couple like promos and my own tracks. So I was just playing those for 15 minutes, and then they decided to close because everybody left after this Russian tech house duo was playing. And I think I managed to also piss off the boss man of this vodka brand, because he was like, "Hey, Samuli, come here, let's have a vodka." I said to him, "Sorry, I'm a whiskey guy." That was like a nice finishing. But this is, of course, this is a funny story kind of thing. But
like seriously, when talking about like bad parties, there isn't really that many. Of course, sometimes there isn't much people. Like yesterday, it was like basically the club was empty. I played from 3 till 6 in the morning, but I think there was just a bunch of the organizers and their friends, and there was three of us who played on the main room. We were all from Finland, and it was like nice folks together in an empty club. But I still ended up, like, as I said, I felt like this was like one of the best sets I'd played in the last 5 years. So because there was I was just playing my favorites and trying, like, going with more obscure tracks and just playing what the hell I want. So it was super cool. And I think that's also like this when you, like, if you prepare for performance, like DJ performance, and you go through your records or record box or whatever your media is that you play, and you go through these scenarios and like trying to prepare. But how can you prepare for something that you don't know how it's really? You can still like I always think like this. I have these path points that, okay, I want to go to this track at some point, and then to that track, and then I build something in between, and that arc might be 2 hours or something like that. And sometimes it's just not. It's impossible for you to have any control on events, how things happen, and that's like this. My wife once said that it's this. People are expecting DJ to like blow their minds and socks off the feet, but I think she said that DJ is doing just one part of the whole thing. It's also the crowd should be doing that's much bigger part of the whole how things. If the crowd is just standing with their phones and looking at you, then it's going to be a shit party for sure. So you are sharing the space together with the people, and you are coming together to have one night out, and that's ideally how it should work. Instead of just like somebody wanking on stage in front of people.
Hey, just a comment from Edgar. Samuli, go to Colombia. Have you ever been?
It's been this close quite many times, but I would love to come to Colombia. There's been a lot of my friends been traveling there a lot, and there's a lot of good parties going on there. Festivals and clubs. It's hopefully someday I'd love to come. I don't have an agent at the moment, so it's also kind of I don't know, career suicide.
Well, how do you find that? I mean, like, I've had agents in the past, and currently I don't have one now, but I don't know. I think there seems to be with me, I think it's other than the flight stuff, it seems like it's a lot easier for me to deal directly with somebody, versus
if you have time to, it's I mean, to be honest, the whole agent thing for artists that are not performing like all the time, it's kind of pointless, and that's why I kind of I decided to only love to Linda. She was a great agent, and she's a brilliant person, and Parabellum booking agency is great, but the thing is that when you are on a roster of a booking agency, that you get this kind of expectation that, okay, there's something's going to happen, and of course it's not like that. Okay, you go to agent, but you know what I mean. You get this kind of now that I don't have I'm not in any agency, I can't blame anybody else for me not having gigs. So it's only on me, and that's fine with me.
Yeah, because when you do get an agent, actually, you probably need to bust your ass more, actually, because the fact that they got you there, they just sitting, you got to do more, probably more releases or like more of the social media to make their job even easier. It's kind of like they're just the okay, my representation, it just looks a little bit like, okay, you got an agent, so it puts you in that kind of category. But you can, like you said, yourself, especially if you got your own kind of artist email of a way to write to the clubs and promoters, you can also do it yourself. But I found it, okay, when I got an agent, man, I gotta do more stuff. Like I can't come in here and sit and not do nothing. Now I have to do more releases just being there. And it still doesn't guarantee that they're gonna get anything, because most times I got everything myself. Just people hitting me up directly, or someone told somebody, or I hit somebody up, and I got a lot of gigs that way. Not really with an agent. I just got with a new one, or not a new one, but I got with one recently, a Spanish one called Stellar, and they seem to be pretty cool people. So let's give this thing a try. But still, like anything I find outside myself, leave that to me or whatever. But you're right. You don't need one if you're not touring all the time. You just need the contacts. People you can
absolutely
write to. You can even send them your releases as well, because I've done that too with some promoters. Oh, guys, here's a new release. Some of them wrote back on there, or they commented, "Oh, nice, thanks for sending the stuff over."
Yeah. For me, it's like this. We were just having a conversation about this like yesterday on the dinner with other middle-aged daddies. This kind of we've been around for some time, and I would never go to this kind of grinding for bookings thing. It's just like, come on, I'm turning 50 this year, so fuck that shit.
Right.
Yeah. So at the moment when I get bookings, like from 3 weeks now, I'm playing in Portugal at the Gare. I don't know how to pronounce Gare Club in Porto, and it's brilliant. Now all of a sudden now I have like 2 foreign bookings within 3 weeks, and all the rest of the year is empty. But when I get these bookings to play outside Finland now, it feels like, this is great. It feels really fun to do, instead of this kind of you have to get bookings to this grinding game. I hate it. I hate it.
It just seems like it gets harder and harder, and it doesn't have to be.
There's too many people.
Yeah.
There's too many. There's too many producers. There's too many DJs out there, and it's like you know what I mean.
Same thing with releasing music is kind of of course when we're doing, because we're doing the Deep Space Helsinki, we get a lot of promos, but the amount of music that we get every week is just it's just silly. So kind of at the moment I'm in no rush of doing my making any extra effort for releasing music. Now I just got a release out on Italian concrete label, and thanks to Maurizio for that. And but still like releasing music for me feels like why? I'd rather just keep it as my thing. I make music. Maybe if it's a nice track that I made, then I play it in my DJ sets or make a YouTube video of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't sound too depressing. Like, everything is gone. Fuck me.
Because like me, like I'm still trying to, and getting records pressed, and I mean it's a lot of money.
Am
I going to see a return? Probably not. I'm sure money. I'm sure me personally, I've never made money like on releases. I always thought of it being like, okay, so here's my record on somebody else's label. I think in most cases the artist doesn't see it. We get, okay, well, I can put your record out and here's my record, but did I really make any money on it? No, I didn't. Did the make the money on it? Yeah, they did. Did the label make the money? Yeah, they did. Do they have the rights to the records until so many years? Yeah. So, but like with us, but in most music genres, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like the artists really don't make the money. So then I look at myself like, why am I pressing records? Well, because I want to, I love it, and I guess it's like I have something to say. Hey, I did this. It's mine. But it costs money. You know what I mean? So I get your point. It's an interesting point that you have. Like, hey, I make music, but I don't have to put out a release. And there you go and play. You go DJ. You're able to share your work in your sets. You know what I mean? And if it's something really special, then like you said, which I thought was dope. Hey, I'll just put it on YouTube and I can share it. So that's a good, like that. I never thought of that like that, but that's a good point.
That's the reason to get down in that basement, man, and get that camera cranking. Record yourself, you put it up. I mean, I'm slowly doing it, and I know that the first couple videos they're gonna be kind of rough, rugged. They're not gonna do that many views, but if I keep going, maybe a year down the road, once the algorithm figures out where it needs to pump my stuff to, then it will start, picking up steam. So I'm in that. That's as I told you earlier when I was watching some of your videos. I'm in that stage now. I'm just, let me just film myself. I got a pretty decent track. It doesn't have to even be like I'm filming myself, like exactly making a track. I could just film myself in here, doing different things, but have the music playing in the background and show myself in the studio. People just want to see something, some visual, and hear some nice music. And it's kind of nice because it's there. And like years from now, it's gonna be there. It's not gonna go away. Kind of like the horror thing, and like the Berlin horror thing. Having two sets there, I like it because like now I have two different sets, and they're gonna be there. Like for a year until they take their thing down. But then I can upload that video later if I want to or whatever. Yeah. So the whole YouTube thing, like I think it really opened up for like especially guys like us because we have another avenue to keep going. As you said, like you don't have to release that stuff, but you could say, I did 4 videos, and off these 4 videos, I'll make a release off those tracks because it can't kill me to put it on Bandcamp or upload it to Beatport anyway because I got the video tied with it. But also you kind of feel like, there was no pressure to do it. I'm doing it for fun because I know a lot of people are releasing, but this kind of gives me a more edge because a lot of them are just using the computer with some like cracked software, and they probably don't have a studio where we have studios, so we can actually film it and like release it and tie the release with the YouTube video. And it's kind of something different, a whole different way of looking at things and doing things in that way. But like, as you said, either too, I don't have this big push before like, let me get the stuff out. Let me get it out every month. I'm gonna put something out like some people I know are doing. Because as you said, I get so many promos from like Hype Filter or whoever else, and I'm like, I can't even. I mean, dude, you sent me 7 today, 3 yesterday. It's coming from the same place, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to download all these things and have time to check it out.
Yeah.
Years ago, I've downloaded a bunch of stuff like from Hype Filter, and I still haven't went through all that stuff. Like to even check it out and try to run it through Tractor so I can DJ with, because it's just too many things coming, as you guys were saying. But as you said, I like it, I love it, so I still keep doing it, and I still have my little audience wherever it is. They they check it out on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube or whatever. So that kind of keeps me doing. And it's like I said, this is a way of life. So I'm always going to have some equipment around, like I always did in Kalamazoo. Even if I wasn't working in the studio, it's like, I got the little room, or it's in my bedroom itself. There's always some gear around, some turntables, so that when I want that escape from my job or foods or family or whatever, I can just come in here and vacation without taking a vacation. You know what I mean? And thanks to YouTube, now you got a whole nother way to even think about making money too, because once those videos take off, you monetize them, then you might just have an audience just coming strictly there, watching you do your live, or just supporting you on your channel from there and getting your music that way.
True. And for those people who haven't seen what we're talking about, go take the time to go check out Samuli and his videos. they're excellent. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like I said, when you do the salute thing, I love that. I see every time he's like, you know what I mean, or up or something. It's like, yo, it's dope. It's actually to see that I can actually see some. Like, I don't know everything you're doing, but I get a little insight to your process, your work process, and what you're actually, and I think that's dope. And I mean, self-admit I don't do any of that, but I should. But like Donnell said, that seeing your videos and other people like you, it kind of gives me like motivation. Like, yo, I should check this out. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, the video all the time, I smile like, yeah, he's about to kill it. You know, so guys, if you're watching this, please, I'll have links later at the end of the show and the video. To what your videos are they on YouTube right now or?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have links to that in the description.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and some on my Instagram, but I'm trying to. Well, I kind of hate social media, so trying to leave it at some point if it's possible. I don't know if that's another career suicide, but this is an attention industry, so you kind of that's like you have to have these social media accounts, and that's bad. Like this, I think the Finnish mentality is that if you have some kind of if you have a deep knowledge in something and you have substance, then that should be enough.
Right.
It's easy to say in a country that is this small. Here that rule sometimes maybe it is sometimes maybe like that, but you know, there's how many billions is there of people, and if you take 1 billion away, then that's the amount of DJs.
Right.
Yeah.
So how's it?
So the competition is fierce.
How's the scene over there? I mean, the electronic music scene in Finland, is it pretty big? Because I just personally know you and your co-host
Juho Kusti.
Yeah.
It's quite vivid, I would say, the scene over here. There's quite many clubs in this one area, and really nice international bookings all the time. And then there's the underground scene, which is I don't know how many places there is at the moment. Few places that are like this one place where I do once a year this all-nighter thing, like play 9, 8, 10 hours in a row. Last year I did actually a like full all-nighter hybrid DJ thing. So I have my modular and live setup. Played some crazy stuff.
I couldn't 9 hours, man. I couldn't do it.
It's
how the hell you did
it is. If I have one superpower, it's the stamina. I can go on like forever. And when you don't have this rush, you like if you play like 1.5 hour set or 2 hour set, you are just like making bang 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 bang. That's it. But once you're not in a hurry to anywhere, that's the beautiful thing about Berghain also, that in general in Berlin, that you are never in a hurry. And when you get into this mood, it's like it's easy piece, just like go with the flow and play.
The whole place is like that, ain't it? The whole city is like that. You're never in nobody's in a hurry over there.
Yeah, because everything's open. There's always a place where you can go.
Yep.
Well, it's another discussion if that's really healthy for a human, but
yeah.
I think like first times that I played at Berghain back then, it wasn't going on till Monday.
So the club, it was like late till Sunday, but this kind of a, you know, in everything humans do, this kind of a things end up like piling up. Also the kind of having fun, having more fun, having more and more and more and more fun, longer and longer. This kind of when is it long enough? Because obviously you're not there just with the beer,
Right.
you know. So this when is it long enough? And when has the party gone too long? You know, it's there's people who have really lost themselves in this endless opportunity of good times.
That's very true. And what I found, especially in Berlin, that it's easy to do, and it's easy to go unnoticed. Like, because everybody, you know, you see it so much, and it's always there. Like, people are just like lost, and people, you can literally get lost in Berlin. Like, I mean, like literally lost, knows that you're even exist. And it's so easy to do because, like you said, everything's open. Whatever you want in that city, it's there. You can get it.
Yeah.
And nobody, there's no type of restraints or restrictions from holding you, you know, from not doing what you want to do. You can do it. Do people care? Yeah, some, but most of the time they don't. It's like easily discarded. You can get discarded there. And I've seen a few people that I know that went over, and they're gone. Not dead, nothing like that, but they're lost. You know what I mean? They're there, and they came for some type of journey, and they got derailed. And you know, usually it's mostly like I see it through drugs most of the time. You know what I mean? But disappeared, man. And so many people that come there, and I think that's the. I'm not saying it's an issue or a problem. It goes back to, you know, there's so many DJs, there's so many producers. They all go to Berlin to try to find something, but it's at some point you got to open your eyes and be like, yo, this shit ain't working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it goes back to like us. Like, you have a job. You said, you know, you don't make music for time. I just do it. I have a job. Donnell has a job. He does, you know, we all do something. And it's just like, at some point, like, when you wake up and realize, like, hey, you know what? Me being a superstar DJ or producer, that shit ain't happening. So let me get back to the real world and do what I need to do to survive. And I think that's a lot of people don't, man. It's just like they keep focuses on this and that. And maybe in the early 90s and 2000s, you could do it. But now, I mean, the running joke is like, you can throw a rock outside and you're bound to hit a DJ. Or, I mean, for real, you know what I mean? Because there's so many, every DJs, everybody produces in Berlin, especially. That's what it is. It's so saturated. So
yeah,
people out there that's doing it great. And this talent, this, you know, it's like a luck of a draw. You know what I mean? Everybody can't win the lottery. Somebody, most of us, you're not. You know what I mean? So I think if people come in with that type of mindset, that, you know, I can try it, but, you know, hey, I gotta pull the ripcord. I gotta go. You know what I mean?
What's the plan B?
Yeah. Also, I mean, for me, I probably could have went that route. Back in the 90s, but I just remember in my mind saying that this always has to be fun. This, like, it has to remain fun. Like, I can't be doing this and then, like, gotta be depending upon it to pay bills or eat off of it. Because, I mean, there were times where I only did this, where I did only DJ and I wasn't doing anything. And that was a little nerve-wracking. Because if those promoters cancel the party or something, you're like, man, am I going to have enough to pay for, you know, this or that, my rent? So I always like felt like, all right, better if I'll keep something. It doesn't have to be full time all the time. Maybe it can be some kind of part time thing. Maybe working in education or something, and then I can have fun. Like this will always be my vacation. And even if it makes more money than the job, I'm still not going to leave the job. Just to so that it always remains fun. Is what I mean. But as Myles was saying, all those people in Berlin, I sometimes I go over there, I meet with people. I know they can't even afford a coffee.
Yeah.
Like to meet. I'm like, let's just meet up. And I know they don't want to because then I feel funny because like, okay, I have money in my pocket and some of them don't because, as you said, they're holding on to this kind of dream. Okay, I got to be here around the music. I'm going to get booked. But yeah, you end up going to people's parties or you're partying all the time, doing your drugs, and then you get lost in the sauce because, as you said, how many parties can you go to? And you can kind of lose yourself, your own identity, because being in Kalamazoo all those years, that was the greatest thing because the sound, like my sound really came from that time, just being there, not listening to too many people, but going to the record stores and listening to some people and going to some parties, but not every dang on day and all the time, kind of helped like, okay, shaped who I am. And then being kind of blindsided to what's actually going on, like all those parties and not knowing, even being aware that Jeff Mills has been playing your records consistently for the last 5 years on like huge parties, or Dave Clark has been playing your stuff, banging your stuff out for years. And then it's kind of a joy to find these things out later. Like, oh man, 20 years he was playing the stuff back. I didn't even know it, but maybe it was good that I didn't know back then because maybe it would have fed the ego. I could have also got lost in the sauce. But the good thing about guys like us, yeah, we may not be the Masio Plexes or the Seth Troxlers or people like that, but we are still able to keep going. And there's still people that want to buy our stuff and still book us from time to time and still pay attention to us. But then the other thing I asked myself, would you actually be able to do what Seth Troxler does or Masio Plex or somebody does? Would you be able to be going out there touring like that and playing all those parties like that? Because I know, like, from my own self, I'm not really a homebody, but I kind of, if I had to kind of pick, like, all right, you're going to get the same amount of money if you stay home and make, something in your studio and put it on YouTube, or fly halfway across the world to go play on this party, but you're going to get the same money for doing A or B. More than likely, I'm going to choose to stay home in my studio and make the track versus jumping on an airplane and going somewhere far. So that's how I was able to measure, okay, I'm quite comfortable with what I'm doing. I feel successful in what I've done because, yeah, I can still get records out. I put out records, they still get to people. Success to somebody else might be like, okay, I have to be playing gigs like Seth Troxler or somebody, and that's success. But that's like just might be success to them. But I think, as Myles was saying, in Berlin, you have just a lot of people there that, yeah, they probably came with the dream, like a lot of actors do when they go to Los Angeles, thinking that, oh, okay, for sure, I'm going to do this and that. And it's like, no, the place is not going to change. It's all about you. You could be in Hawaii or somewhere else and still put out excellent music and get booked, from there. But thinking, yeah, just because I'm going to go to Berlin, it's nice to go there, soak up some of that energy and get some, like, okay, I want maybe this one weekend is just about networking. Like, I'll go to parties, I'll go to the record stores, I'll go hang out, super booth, whatever, just to meet people. And then, I turn it off for a while, not like Prince, keeping, like making tracks all the time, but maybe, okay, in another month or something, I'll go over there. I'm only going to go to the record store, or I'm only going to go to parties, or I'm only going to work in somebody's studio, for example, or I'm actually going to go over there and try to find some new stuff myself. Like, just go get a hotel room. Don't even let nobody know I'm there. And then go around Berlin and see what I can discover. Maybe there's some little smaller clubs that are also techno clubs that they're just not mentioned, and it's only for 50 people or something like that. Just like, or I found some dude that they just get some people together like in their flat and they have some like little parties like this. Sometimes I'm thinking like that, to go over there and do different things. But yeah, as what you guys were saying, that's pretty much what I've seen over like even 10 years of, man, like like you said, like maybe at some point you got to kind of grow up a little bit, like stop wearing the baggy pants, the big high heeled shoes, the purple in your hair or whatever. I mean, just kind of weird. I ain't gonna say weird because it fits the city.
No, of course, people have their own styles, and
Yeah, I kind of feel
absolutely
overdressed.
can be.
Sometimes I feel overdressed sometimes when I iron my clothes and I go there. I'm like, I'm about to just leave my stuff wrinkly. Like I don't even need to, don't even tie my shoes. And I'll blend right in.
You fit right in. Yeah.
I got a kind of this maybe slightly. It fascinates this slightly naive idea that everything is going to be okay. I kind of I have to respect that because there's so much trust in themselves, like no plans, just move to Berlin, become a DJ, and well, how's that gonna work out?
Yeah.
So
Mike Ned said he's laughing. Mike Ned, the guy that didn't show up to the party last night. He's laughing.
That's why he's laughing.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike? Yeah.
I might have to take a break here in a minute, guys, to go feed my cat.
What's I
hear one of them like meow.
Well, we almost up 2 hours, man. We can wrap if you guys want to. I just got home. I've literally had like maybe 4 hours of sleep.
Oh shit! Yeah. He was
the same here.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, it was great. It was a great convo. It was good to hang out virtually. It's been a while, Mr. Kemppi. It's been a long time, man. So hopefully we can meet up soon in person again.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna go basically go look at his Circlon sequencer on his videos and see what he's doing there. That sequencer is a beast, man.
It is. I really love it. It does everything. I was playing a live set in Tresor, and we were having the artist dinner, and Daniel Bell was also.
Good old Dan.
He was playing upstairs, and I think he's been friends with Colin, who is the boss man of Circlon, and he's been using Circlon as his sequencer since the very first version, and he said to me that like we were talking about. I think I had Circlon back then, like just like a year or so. So it was like still a lot of new stuff for me because it's so versatile, and you can go like super deep with it. And Daniel was saying that still after all these years he's learning new tricks with it. So it's you can use it like basic TR kind of a step sequencer, but it's so there's so much. Colin is like he's really a genius when it comes to this machine.
Yeah.
Please put me in touch with him because I would like to. I was thinking about.
You're trying to sneak through the.
better to talk to the guy himself because it's like thinking he'll convince me to buy it for sure. But
I mean, it's worth it. I don't know how. At some point there was a. I remember talking with Colin that they were like trying to find a production line that matches their quality, and that's because there was such a huge demand on those. I think the queue was at that time when you order, you get your sequencer in 2 years.
Wow!
So I was in the queue for about 8 months.
Okay.
When I ordered it, so it's, but I don't know how it is now and. How long is it at the moment? But I suppose you're just gonna have to wait for it for some time.
I don't know how because now the overall financial situation isn't that peachy. So if people have because it's an investment, it's like 2,000 euros or something.
Yeah, they're costly, but then when you
Yeah.
see what they do, it's like, yeah, you go deep.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you got? You got anything coming up?
Yeah, I just had the release on Italian Concrete label, low mileage EP.
Okay.
Like six tracks, and all those tracks are from my studio sessions. So there's a well, some of the tracks I needed to, because there's like 3 tracks on side, so they need to be like less than 5 minutes or something like that.
Mhm.
And so I had to make little editing afterwards, like cutting some parts away. But yeah, those are live recorded sessions, and then nothing else on the release front at the moment. Maybe at some point again. I was speaking with Mauricio, who runs the label, and that maybe do another one at some point. But yeah, let's see.
So if somebody from Colombia wanted to book you, how'd they get a hold of you?
I'm easy to find on like for example Instagram or on or from YouTube, or just send me email. Find my contact somewhere. So don't call me.
Yeah, so we'll have Samuli's contact info, except his phone number, because he don't want you to call.
Yeah,
we'll have that all in the description of the video. So, yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm open for bookings if there's somebody in the need of deep explorations.
That's right. Well, thank you, my friend, for taking the time and hanging out with us today. It's been real. Great conversation. Great seeing you again. So give it up for Samuli.
Great seeing you all, and thanks for invitation, and thanks for all who are checking us.
Thank you for sure. So, D, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
Hey man, it's been great, man. As I said, I've been watching the YouTube videos, and finally I get to talk to you. Instead of just looking at you through the videos, and salute. But I'm definitely gonna be I'm gonna be watching some more, because I learned something from watching them too, even with the camera angles and everything.
Yeah.
It's with filming yourself and making music, it's a never-ending journey. Never ending. So I'm gonna definitely be peeping you out, checking out stuff. I think I followed you on Instagram the other day. So
yeah.
And I'll definitely reach out. Maybe maybe you'll be able to do some remix stuff for Myles and I when we start putting our stuff out, because we're gonna be needing some remixers for our stuff. So we like what you do. But yeah, it was great, man. It was good getting to know you, getting to know what was in the mind of the man, and hopefully we have you back on another show if you'd be up for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Guy, man.
Let's do it at some point.
All right, let's give him a round of applause again. Before we go,
hand clap.
Let's salute. All right, Samuli, we'll get with you soon, man. You take care.
All right.
Thanks. Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Hey, D, that was another one in the books, bro.
Yep, 2 points.
2 points.
Anybody else out there gonna co-host?
Shots fired.
Don't be copying. Don't be copying.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Yeah.
So, everybody, thank you for tuning in. As you see scrolling on the bottom, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Trying to get up in these YouTube streets and these algorithms. So the more you like it, the more you share, gets us further out there so other people can see it. So if you're watching, if you're fans of us, you support us, support this channel, and also support Donnell's YouTube channel too. He has one. It's a link in the description for this one. So go check him out and the things he's doing too. He's doing some studio stuff there and some other things, you know, acting and whatever else he's doing. but check him out, man. Shouts out again to Tony. I got something planned with my coworker. We was going to do something, a promo video yesterday, but we were tired, man. It's like, yeah, and it's at work. I want to do something outside of work, but always supporting. Shouts out to you, Tony. Bainley Dex out of Chicago. Thank you. He says it's a great show. Cheers. Thank you for tuning in and keep shared, you know, keep supporting and all that jazz. So, but until then,
Hit that notification bell.
oh yeah, and thank you for Cuzzo Terry.
Cuzzo Terry is in the house.
Delivering the mail, sir. Just delivering.
There
the
he
mail.
is.
He is in the house. Cuzzo
House.
Terry.
He's in the house. So again, like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
We catch y'all on the flips on the B side of the record.
Yeah, that's totally the case. Yeah. So until then, thank you for checking out this MS Live with me and Donnell Knox in the place to be. Yeah, I was gonna kind of rhyme, but that's not my.
Oh, you're gonna do Schoolie D? PSK is making this green.
Right. Yeah, man. So, all right. Next week, we're gonna drop. We'll be gone next week. There's also movement coming up, so I'm not going to movement, but it's the holidays. I'll be with family, and we had a show coming up on the 1st. I'm gonna drop that. Probably the next 20-30 minutes on Instagram. The next show should be dope, so make sure you check us out. Again, I am Myles Sergé, MS, and this is D-KNOX. And thank you for tuning in to MS Live. Peace.
Peace. Rock on.